Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 29 of the Chosen One's Star Wars podcast here on Game Domain. As always, I am your host, Jason, joined by my co-host, Captain,
Hi, Leo.
and and Leo's not here. And so we finally got the Mandalorian season 2 trailer. Something that we were all waiting for. Lucasfilm kind of just dropped it, right? Dropped it right on us. The timing, it was expected. Everybody was waiting for it. They just snuck it in there, dropped it on us. It's about a little bit under 2 minutes long, about 145 of actual trailer content. The ending is just the last 10 15 seconds is just the Mandalorian logo. I mean, we're gonna eat me and Captain. We're each gonna give our in-depth thoughts on it in a second here, but just first glance, I mean, it looks absolutely stunning. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I still don't necessarily think that. I mean, we get the dialogue that's kind of going over the background, talking about that, he has to reunite it with its people. And, the Mandalorian talks about how, with an ancient, I forgot the exact line he's saying, but obviously.
An ancient group of sorcerers.
Yeah, an ancient group of sorcerers, of enemy sorcerers, I believe he says. So enemy sorcerers. He's already, obviously, because of the story of the Siege of Mandalore, he's obviously not very fond of the Jedi. So so this will be, that'll be an interesting thing to look at here, as he has to try to reunite the child with its people. We did get one look at Moff Gideon as well, but we will get into that, in a second here. But just first glance, right off the top, it looks beautiful. Sounds amazing. Music in the background, great. Just like the score and the musical soundtrack from the first series. And it looks like it's gonna pick up right where it left off. I really don't think, other than the dialogue about it kind of reaffirming everyone's speculations, that the whole purpose and the whole thing surrounding this season would be the Mandalorian having to reunite the child with its people. Obviously, Captain, I'm not sure if you can confirm this with me. The voice that we're hearing in the background, that's like the Mandalorian blacksmith who sits under the tunnels. It is, right? Okay. Because we did.
Mando Forge Master.
Yes.
Yeah, because it basically they've just taken snippets.
Yeah.
I think it's like it's either the second to last episode or the last episode when she's like reforging all the old Mando armor that was left behind. She's like, this kid's now, your responsibility. You've got to find its people.
You have to find its people. But then that was a couple of new lines, like when the Mandalorian said, you want me to bring him to a group of enemy sorcerers. That was obviously a new line. So
no, that's in the episode.
It was?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Well, I mean, I guess I just don't remember them directly calling the Jedi by their names, obviously. But that
they don't, because he's the Mando's a foundling,
yes,
so he's not really familiar with Jedi.
So. And now I was wondering, the hooded figure that we see, that supposedly, I think the actor's name is Sasha Banks, because she was casted for a role in the Mandalorian season 2, and it was, an unlisted role. Nobody knew who she was playing. She's not supposed to be any of the, big known main known Clone Wars characters. She's supposed to be somewhat of a new character. Now, I have no idea what she sounds like. I was just thinking, because, we saw her with the hood, that maybe there's a possibility she could be that Mandalorian blacksmith just without her helmet on, but that obviously I don't really think would be a possibility. I was just thinking that just because of the voice over the background, but obviously that wasn't that actor's voice, that was the blacksmith voice, which is what I thought. I just wanted to confirm and make sure that I wasn't going crazy. So I did like, and I don't believe there was any other dialogue throughout the whole trailer besides her and Mando talking, I believe, right?
There's like a little bit when he goes to that. It went with the funny part of the trailer when like Baby Yoda seals it. The thing. He's talking to that guy in the fighting ring, and he's like, "Yeah, I heard you don't travel alone." And then Baby Yoda seals himself in. And
that reminds me. Apparently, that guy. There's speculation that Mark Hamill is voicing that guy. But so there's speculation that Mark Hamill is voicing that guy. But for the sake of the trailer, Lucasfilm modified his voice so that it wouldn't give it away. But people are saying that it sounds like Mark Hamill could be behind the voice of that, which he was behind the voice of. I can't remember. I believe I don't remember. I don't even remember what episode it was. But there was a small cameo that he had in season 1, that he was voicing, and nobody even realized it was him because he's obviously a very good voice actor. Nobody realized it was him until afterwards when Lucasfilm announced that it was a Mark Hamill cameo.
Yeah, I
Very
don't
few people.
remember.
Yeah,
I don't
I didn't.
remember.
Yeah, I don't remember specifically seeing it, but he did have a cameo, a voice cameo, in one of the episodes in season 1. And obviously, there are a lot of people who are speculating that he's that character with the one eye who's talking to Mando in that that
It
fight
might
scene or
be.
whatever.
But then
Um,
again, I've seen a lot of these, hidden clues and details you missed videos, and they're
yeah,
all complete and utter tosh,
yeah, and
right?
they're just trying to,
Just
yeah.
clickbait, terrible. Like,
Um,
like I said, way before we start this, my favorite one is the fact that people are speculating that the snow planet is Starkiller Base.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's sensible. And also, Starkiller Base is in a completely different quadrant of the galaxy,
Yeah.
right? It's like
Oh
close to the
well,
unknown regions or
I was
something.
just thinking because we were just talking about before the show that people were also speculating that that planet could be Ilum, where the
Yes, that
little
one makes
younglings
sense.
would now. Ilum is Starkiller Base.
Is it?
Yes. Lucasfilm confirmed that in the Rise of Skywalker Visual Dictionary, which I do have, and I mean I could look. I'm not going to
Now,
pull it out and look at it, but that was confirmed in that the First Order repurposed Ilum into Starkiller Base. So that would be kind of interesting. I do have to say
right,
now, if we
yeah.
kind of see Ilum, if Mando goes to Ilum with the child, and if he goes to Ilum to try, because he's probably going to be getting all these type of hints of different places that are important to the Jedi, and if he finds out that this is where the Jedi's kyber crystals are and that this is where Jedi go to make their lightsaber, he will probably, if he gets that information, he could very plausibly head over to
Definitely.
Ilum to investigate, and that would be pretty cool. I do have to say,
Well,
if he goes to Ilum and it's like in the stages of kind of being transformed, um into by the First Order, and now also, what if Moff Gideon has some sort of ties to the beginning of the First Order? Because obviously we know that he's one of these Imperial holdouts who has a massive army of Imperial stormtroopers and who flies his own TIE fighter, right? So now what if he is the guy who's setting up the First Order and using kind of the rest of the Imperial troops, and he could be doing something on Ilum, and he could kind of be starting those first steps to creating the First Order and creating Starkiller Base. I mean, that's kind
I
of
thought,
outlandish, but that would be kind of cool. I do have to admit
I
that would be
thought,
a
I
pretty cool
thought,
thing.
I thought Starkiller Base was started during the Galactic Empire by Grand Moff Tarkin.
By Tarkin? I mean, I really have no. I mean, that could be very true. I don't know. I'm right now. I'm just purely speculating. I just think that would be kind of cool if that were the case. But
Definitely,
I think
there is.
that is an out. I think that's a little bit of an outlandish proposal, but I just think that does
Yeah,
sound pretty cool.
there is a lot of good visual stuff in this trailer.
Oh,
Like,
100%. I think
it's beautiful.
I think that the
Oh! I just noticed something. Sorry, I just noticed
all
something.
right.
He crashed. He's crashed onto the snow planet.
Oh well, but it's Star Wars. He'll crash, and then the plane. They'll
Oh
be like,
yeah,
"Oh, we
but I
gotta."
mean,
Well,
he crashes everywhere, doesn't he?
he'll crash, and then the whole episode will be about him trying to fix it and meeting new people, going on some crazy adventure, and at the end he fixes it and flies away. Because we know that's what happens with Star Wars,
Pretty
all the
much.
time.
Well, it's just like on the snow part. I noticed that the front of his ship is actually kind of like embedded into the snow.
Oh, is it really? Hold on, I'm searching. Where in the
Yeah,
trailer is
like
that?
I'm just. It's like 44 seconds. You can see
Yeah,
it's
that's what
dipped
I
in.
thought it was deep in. Oh,
It,
oh, I thought I was looking at 144. Excuse me.
no, no,
Oh
no,
my!
just 44.
I
It's
just,
actually dipped into the snow.
at 43 is just a still shot of Baby Yoda sitting
Yeah,
right in the snow. It's so adorable. I can't.
and okay,
I'm gonna miss
the
when this show ends. Oh
the
my
reason I
god.
give this show props all the time is because one, Baby Yoda's a puppet.
Yeah.
Two, it's filmed on a really awesome set. But
Yeah.
three, the way that they've done it is obviously they've gone in and they've put down real fakeish snow
Yeah.
and then stuck Baby Yoda in it.
I just that
That's awesome. I love
it
that.
looks so adorable. I mean, this
Most
Baby
things
Yoda
would
is just
CG it.
Baby Yoda. It's just absolutely. Well, I mean, I'll just touch on this quickly before I get into the thing I wanted to say about the trailer.
Yeah.
There was this story. I don't know if we talked about this on the show or Captain. I don't know if you're aware of this. Werner Herzog, the famous German director who played I can't remember his character's name, but you remember he played the one who gave Mando the job, and then who
Oh
Mando
yeah,
brought the baby back to in episode 3, and then he ended
he
up.
plays the boss of
Yeah,
the
the bot.
thing
Yeah,
plant, doesn't he?
and like he plays Moff Gideon's henchman, basically, like his little
Oh
like
yeah,
yeah,
the
his
guy whose
henchman.
name I can never pronounce, the German guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Werner
who
Herzog. Yeah, Werner Herzog is
yeah, I
his
can
name.
never pronounce his name.
Yeah.
But
So Werner Herzog, apparently Jon Favreau, and they were planning on using CGI for Baby Yoda, and when Werner Herzog found this out, oh well, because they were having Werner Herzog record a scene with the puppet, and
yeah, he
then
picks
record a
it up.
scene, yeah, and then record a scene with like motion capture or whatever to kind of CGI Baby Yoda in there. And Werner Herzog apparently had like a legitimate tirade on the set and started flipping out, screaming and cursing them out, and saying that they would be cowards if they were to make a CGI
That
Baby
I can
Yoda.
see.
Which
That I can
that
see.
is, I can very well see that, because he was saying you guys are cowards, and this is obviously one of the greatest documentarians, one of the greatest filmmakers of not only in Germany, but in the whole world, a world
Oh
class
yeah.
documentarian filmmaker, and obviously he has all the credibility in the world to tell them that you guys are cowards if you go through with it, not if you make the CGI, not a puppet. So thank God he did that, because he gave us one of the cutest little puppets we'll ever see on the face of the planet. But
Hell yeah.
that's one of the main things I'm excited about. As much as I want, the story is amazing. I just love seeing every little bit of Baby Yoda we possibly can, and I like how throughout this whole trailer, it's Mando and Baby Yoda, and that just kind of segues me into the point I was just about to make before, is that I felt like what this trailer did very well, and I feel like Star Wars has kind of been failing at this the past couple big releases, whether it's the sequel trilogy, whether it's Rogue One Solo, and not necessarily the first season of Mandalorian, but I just feel like too often we're spoiling major plot points
We
in the
give way
trailers,
too much away.
and we give it away through visuals, we give it away through dialogue, we give it away through character appearances. There was rumors that Ahsoka Tano was going to be in the trailer. I'm very happy she wasn't.
Definitely.
I'm very happy that none of those Clone Wars characters that are rumored to be in here, none of those Rebels characters that are rumored to be in here, and no other characters like Cobb Vanth, the guy who supposedly stole Boba Fett's armor, and then actually Boba Fett with Tamar Morrison playing him. I'm very happy that they are not in here. What I think that they did really well with this trailer is that this trailer is not only appealing to the diehard Star Wars fan base who is going to watch every episode of the season, it's also appealing to the casual fan base that
Yep.
they built of people who are casual Star Wars fans, maybe just seeing the movies, maybe didn't see Solo, maybe didn't see Rogue One, but they've seen the main movies, they saw the originals, maybe they didn't even see the prequels or what have you. You have very casual Star Wars fans who had Disney Plus. They saw The Mandalorian, absolutely loved it. Everybody, the whole world fell in love with Baby Yoda. And then you have people who probably have never seen a Star Wars movie in their life, who saw this show on Disney Plus and said, "Hey, let me give it a shot," and thought it was absolutely amazing. And
Hell yeah.
now, because The Mandalorian itself is a very, very well made show, not a very well made Star Wars show, a very, very well made show in general,
Yep.
with Star Wars in it that pleases Star Wars fans. But if you're not a Star Wars fan, you don't really miss out on much of anything
No.
just from not being, a main Star Wars fan from
Say,
watching The Mandalorian. The
uh,
only thing is small little Easter egg tidbits like the Darksaber. They'd be like, "What is that?" But they
yeah.
don't need to know about that really, because it doesn't really affect the story that much just from seeing a little Easter egg at the end of that episode in the
And
season.
this is like why I like the Mandalorian, because you could any right okay, anybody in the world knows that the Jedi fight with lightsabers, and they could not know anything about Star Wars, right? But they know the Jedi fight with lightsabers, Luke Skywalker's Jedi, all that kind of stuff. They know that because like the world has talked about it. It's been on the news, all that kind of stuff when movies come out. Blah blah blah. It's everywhere. Okay, it's like a known fact. Jedi lightsabers have the Force. You don't have to be a Star Wars person to know that. And you could watch this trailer and you know nothing about Star Wars. You could watch this trailer, you could watch the previous trailer for season one, you could watch the entirety of season one, and be able to follow along as it's just an ordinary TV show. You don't have to know nothing about Star Wars. I
Yeah.
think the Star Wars parts in it are like all the callbacks, like the dark saber and like Baby Yoda using the Force and Baby Yoda itself, are for both the diehard fans and the new fans who have come in with the last three movies. But even if you know nothing about Star Wars, you can just enjoy it as a TV show, and that's where they've done really well, and that's awesome.
Yeah, so, and I think, what I was just saying, I think that what I love about this trailer is that we get very little dialogue. The only dialogue is what I thought was some new lines mixed in with old lines, but you said is all old lines from the last season. So it's not
Yeah.
really any new dialogue that's giving anything away. So we don't get any dialogue, and all we get are just little tiny clips of different locations. Obviously, we kind of get a sense of that it looks, it just, I mean, the first 10, 15 seconds are just flying over a planet. That doesn't give anything away, but it creates a beautiful visual of Star Wars in the universe, right? Then it's Mando and Baby Yoda walking together through some sort of dimly lit village, outpost, trading post, what have you. Then we see what's presumably Tatooine with a sand person sitting on,
Yep.
I can't remember the name of that creature. I don't know if you know, with the horns.
Bantha.
That is
Bantha.
Bantha. So with the Tusken Raiders standing on the Bantha, and obviously the Mandalorian ship, the Starcrest flying. Wait, what is it?
I
What?
think it's called the Starcrest.
It is the
I can't
Starcrest.
remember.
Okay, that's what
I
I
think
was.
so.
I was confusing Starcrest with the
I ha-
Starlight Angel. I thought
I
I
am.
was
Oh
mixing the
God,
two.
no!
I thought I
No!
was mixing the two of
No!
them. I thought I was mixing the two of them. We'll just
Do
move
not
on.
bring the
We'll move on.
greatest pilot in the galaxy into this.
Maybe she'll make an appearance. Oh,
Oh
maybe
God,
that.
kill me
Maybe
now.
maybe that was the hooded person. Oh my
No,
God! Wait, hold on. I have to get this thought out.
no. There was
Wait, no,
one
no.
dead
The
pilot.
hooded person who Sasha Banks is playing. It's obviously a black actor, right? It's a black woman. It's the younger Martez
Is
sister,
it?
which I can't even remember her name. It's the younger Martez sister, and Mando
Wait a
encounters.
minute.
Wait, hold on. Mando encounters her, is gonna ask her something about the Jedi, and she's gonna say, "I know a Jedi, Ahsoka Tano," and the little Martez sister is gonna bring Mando to the Ahsoka Tano. Could you? I would. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they did that.
Is she black?
Yeah, she is. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. I mean, we'll move on to actual serious stuff, but I'm gonna be completely honest. I wouldn't even be surprised.
So,
Then we get into
okay.
the next
So,
scene.
one thing I do want to say about this trailer. Now, okay. So, I'm on the official Star Wars channel watching this trailer. I'm guessing you are as well.
Yes, I have it. I have it rolling through right now.
There is a comment that perfectly sums up this trailer, and it says this is exactly how you edit a trailer. Don't reveal much, and I agree. So this trailer does one thing: it sets up the show. Okay, so if you're familiar with the show, it shows you the characters we know. If you're not familiar with the show, it still shows you the characters that you obviously. There is no expositional dialogue of all this kind of stuff. There are hints of things that might be, like when we get the overture of the woman talking about the enemy sorcerers. It
Yeah,
cuts to this black woman that is in the cloak, so I'm guessing she's a Jedi in hiding. Look, it gives you that hint, but it might not be true. She could be something else. She could be a Sith. She could be
yeah,
one of the Inquisitors. She could be something like that. That'd be pretty
yeah.
interesting.
Um,
But
yeah,
it shows you scenery, it shows you characters, and it's all set over to a theme, and then with the overture of the dialogue. At no point does anyone sit down and go, "Yeah, I'm this person. I did this," or "Yeah, remember when you did that?" None of that, and it's perfect. It sets up the TV show perfectly without revealing anything. And there is one thing that I love, and we'll probably do a separate video on this talking about the new CG trailer for Squadrons, which is absolutely beautiful. It's called Hunt or Hunted,
mm,
and there's a scene in that where an X-wing is chasing a TIE interceptor, and the X-wings in this that are chasing the Mando are very reminiscent of those shots, which is quite wonderful. I quite like that. But this trailer tells me nothing. It
yeah.
tells me
Yep.
nothing
That's
about
the
the
best
story,
part.
and that is perfect.
Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. Have no problem with that. Then we obviously get the scene of on the snow planet, which people are speculating about. Then we get a scene with the Mon Calamari and the Quarren people, which is
Yep.
obviously on Mon Cala, which is a planet that we have yet to see in live action form. So that'll be very interesting. Obviously, the most prominent member of the Mon Calamari species is, of course, Admiral Akbar.
No,
Um,
it's not. It's Admiral Radish.
um, so then we get like just a scene of we really don't really know what planet that is, and then we do end up getting a scene with the Mandalorian having X-wings pull up right next to him, and
Hmm.
then the scene that is of much speculation, which is presumably on Tatooine, just due to the desert scenery around it. I'm trying to slow down the trailer here so I can see. We get a speeder bike going through this big desert valley, And this is the cause of much speculation. Many people think that Boba Fett's helmet is on the side of the speeder bike.
I
Obviously, we
doubt
don't.
it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get a face in the scene. We don't really know. I mean, it has a jetpack on the back of it. We don't know if this is Mando. We don't know if this is Cobb Vanth. We don't know if this is Boba Fett. We don't know if this is Captain Rex. We have no idea really who this is. It's just probably a little Easter egg hint scene. Once again, doesn't give away anything about the story. Doesn't even give away a character appearance, because there's 5 different characters that this could be. People could speculate that it's Cobb Vanth and Boba Fett's armor. People could speculate that it's Captain Rex. People could
Yeah,
speculate
it's
that
like
it's
1
Boba Fett.
second.
Yeah, and it could be none of that, and they could just say, oh yeah, it's Mando, and that's his helmet on the side of the thing. He has it taken off as he's going by himself or whatever. I mean, who knows? That could end up being, that could be what ends up happening. Then we get the return of Cara Dune, and why can't I ever remember Carl Weathers' character's name? Grief Karga. There we go. It's
Grief
every single
Karga.
time we talk about him, I have to end up looking it up because I can't remember.
I'd like to point out he's looking mighty fine
Yes,
in
he is.
his outfit right there, especially
Yes.
with his grey beard, which, once again, telling through visuals tells us that time has passed.
Yeah. And then we have the scene of the modified TIE fighters. I don't know what is that. Does those models have a specific name where the wings do that?
Those are actually just normal TIE fighters, but they were brought in further towards the end of Star Wars, like the end of the Rebel thing. It was just made so they could land on ground.
Okay.
That was about it.
Um,
It's nothing special. It's not like a
yeah.
TIE Advance or anything like that.
And then I mean, it just looks like stormtroopers kind of running through a Star Destroyer, I believe.
With a
that
Dutch
scene.
angle, which is quite nice.
Yeah. It does. I mean, I'm just assuming that it's some sort of
It's most likely an Imperial facility.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely with the look of it.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, I was just
that is
paused
not
at the
Boba Fett's helmet.
It is not.
No, I've managed to get like a really good freeze frame. That is not Boba Fett's helmet. That is just like a canister.
It's just it's just a Star Wars theory. You can get 320,000 videos.
He's riding on a junk speeder, so it's just cobbled together from random bits. Not Boba Fett.
And then we have the cool scene of the scout troopers kind of going off, somewhere in the white armor, somewhere in the camouflage armor that we see from Endor, and they kind of just go off that big ledge. We have no idea really where that is. They kind of land on the ground. Then we have Mando emerging out from water, in with like it looks like almost that cage that whatchamacallit, that cage type material on the top. I mean, this is kind of just stretching for things to relate it to. Reminds me of in Cloud City when Han Solo gets put in the carbon freeze thing. The little, the water, the grates on the bottom with the water under it, and then Chewie's laying on the ground. That's just definitely completely stretching for comparisons. And then Mando jumping off in the jetpack, and then just him shooting something, and then him just carrying the child
through a little ice canyon,
through the little thing, and then the character with the one-eyed character, and then my favorite scene in the whole trailer, which is this is what they needed to do to bring back those casual fans and say, here you go, you have to come back and watch this, is just having Baby Yoda look at the thing, reach out, close his little, whatever you call it, close his little baby carriage thing. That's all you had to do, and boom, immediately you suck in all those old fans. Just suck in all those casual fans who maybe they were like, oh, the first season was cool, Baby Yoda's cute, I don't really care about Star Wars, and they see that and they're like, I want more of it. And that's all they needed to do. It was a brilliant idea, very comedic for the Star Wars, just regular Star Wars fans too. And then I just love, all the sounds, and then at the end, and then when Mando kills the last guy with the, with the knife dagger,
oh yeah,
and that's how it ends. I mean, it just looks fantastic, absolutely gorgeous.
I'm going to do one of those clickbait YouTubey things that people like to do, because apparently YouTube is just a cesspool of scum and villainy. But if you jump to 125, and everybody at home can do this as well, I'm going to speculate, and I'm doing speculating air quotes right there, that Mando is actually walking into a section of Maz Kanata's castle, because on the roof there are a bunch of flags dropping down, just like we see at Maz Kanata's castle. 125 is the establishing shot of the wrestling ring with the two, I want to say, Gamorreans in the center, because they're just green aliens, but I can't really tell. There's a bunch of flags hanging from the top, so I'm going to speculate that it's Maz Kanata's castle, and Mando's going to turn up to Maz Kanata and was like, "What's up, big guys?"
That would I wouldn't mind that. I didn't hate Maz. I just thought she was useless.
That'd be really good.
I just thought she was useless, but that would be cool because Maz would have a lot of insight on that history of the Jedi, because we know
Exactly.
her familiarity with that. That would be really interesting. I still think that my favorite possible way we could connect this to the Jedi would be the Sasha Banks hooded character being the younger Marta's sister. She will somehow connect
Oh,
Mando to Ahsoka.
okay. Actually,
That would be something that Disney
it
would
would be
pull.
funny.
But that would
It'd be
be
funny,
something
but
that
it'd be
Disney would
pointless.
pull. I really think. Would you be really surprised if that happened? I really
No,
wouldn't be. I would
I
be
wouldn't be
like,
surprised
I'm
at
not
all.
that surprised that they did that. I
Mate,
really
I wouldn't.
wouldn't, and I'm not just saying that. Like, that's just something with how they just
Disney
plug the
do, yeah.
Martez sisters in there. Like, that is something that they would do, and I would not be shocked whatsoever if they did that. Um,
No, I would.
yeah.
There are many things that Disney could do that would not shock me. Like if finally Baby Yoda is returned to his people, and it turns out that it was a woman after all, I'd be like, I knew it. But by the way,
um,
those people fighting in the ring are Gamorrean. I've just paused it. They are Gamorrean, in fact.
okay. Yeah, that's pretty
125.
interesting. So, yeah, I mean, so we basically just kind of snipped through the entire trailer there as I was watching it. We're just kind of talking about each things. I
Yeah.
just wanted to what I mean, could these just be two random planets in the the very first scene of the trailer? I mean, I really have no clue what those two planets could be. It looks like he's approaching the second planet, which is far in the distance. Neither of
So
them
we've
look
got a
familiar to
we
me.
have a gas giant at the
Yeah, it
beginning.
looks like Jupiter, and then the
Um,
other one looks like Earth. That's kind of what it looks like.
yeah, no, oh god, that's actually really creepy
That's what
because
I was
it
thinking. It
might have
looks like
just
Jupiter and Earth. They might have just that might be some NASA imagery or something right there.
just
Um,
just pull it for real things.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
no, I
I don't know
mean, from
what planet he could. Oh, that you know what?
that could be the ice
The
planet, maybe.
planet in Star Wars that is closest to Earth, I would have to say might be Takodana, right? That planet in the distance that kind of
Yeah,
looks like Earth could be Takodana. I mean, I see water and I see green.
well,
And we obviously
it
remember Ray
looks
when she gets to Takodana said, I didn't know there was this much green in the whole galaxy.
it
It's a
looks
massive
like
forest and water planet.
yeah, it looks like it's actually the moon of the gas giant because for
Yeah,
those two bodies to be that close together, one of them has to be a moon,
yeah.
or else
And it
the sizes would just tear each other
and it
apart.
looks like here if we slow here actually wait a second we might be onto something here. You just brought
Well,
up
that's the
You
thing.
just brought up Maz, and this makes me think it looks like as he's approaching, the back hatch is kind of like flapping up
It
and
is
down. It's broken.
his ship's
It
messed
is
up.
messed up. So the back hatch is kind of flapping up and down and broken. On the right side with the engine, the little wing that connects the engine to the body, that
It's
there's a little bit
legit,
of
yeah.
black smoke. And then the right engine, if you watch the fire, you can see the light kind of dimming in and out, and you see sparks fly from
So he's
that.
obviously been
And
through something.
and if you look in the I'm trying to think what is the term? What is the military term for the little thing?
For
I
what?
can't think of it. For the little opening, like the little hatch opening, I'm thinking of
Thinking of a
I can't think
porthole.
of it. The little hatch opening with the door on the back of the thing that he comes out of. That little area that's inside or whatever, the bay, the cargo bay, whatever. There's a specific term that I can't think of right now. But I mean the lights that is in that little bay are flashing on and off, dimming and not. So it looks like he's approaching a planet to try to get repairs. Now we know
Yeah.
that Maz's castle on Takodana is like a big thing, similar in like stature, similar in like popularity, or like everybody knowing about it, to
Yeah,
like
it's a good place to go and rest and
the
drink.
Mos Eisley spaceport, really, because people know of Maz's castle, people know of that location, so he could just be aware of that, or somebody could have told him to get go get a fix there, and he could be going to Takodana to confront and talk to Maz there. That would be very cool, and I would certainly be happy with that, because I think that Maz was very underused.
Definitely.
The biggest thing that she ever did for Star Wars was give Chewie the medal. And I mean, I'm being serious on that. And like, that's kind of sad for such an interesting character who could have a nice, interesting background.
Well,
Obviously, she gave Rey Luke's lightsaber, and somehow she obtained that. I think that's explored in some alternative canon books, comics, what have you. But I,
don't forget, she also got really horny over the guy with the star in his
uh,
lapel and told him to go find him.
and but I definitely think that, I mean, yeah, like to be real, the most important thing that she probably did was give Chewie that medal as fan service. So I think it would be cool if she is involved, if he encounters her and she says, "What is this child?" Obviously, we knew that she could kind of tell with Rey, and she could kind of, and she even read Finn as if, you have like fear in your eyes, you want to escape, you want to run away from something. Um, and and then obviously she could kind of read Rey through the Force, as well, so she could probably be detecting and reading Baby Yoda, and then she could probably be really the first person to tell Mando about like the real powers of the child, because obviously the Mandalorian blacksmith just kind of says in vague terms that he could possibly have some sort of Force powers just by Mando's firsthand experience and him retelling, like the times that Baby Yoda has used those powers. So that's really all that's really all Mando knows directly, and that's just very vague and generalized stuff, as if, that's as if somebody came up to you and said that there's these weird witch people who live out in some odd part of the universe, and you just have no idea, you don't really know anything about them, but just that they have these like odd, weird secret powers. That's really all Mando knows about the Jedi, and that's what a lot of people at this time post Empire, I mean like post the rise of and fall of the Empire, not the movie Empire. So after Return of the Jedi and before, The Force Awakens, that like, Rey is like, Rey says in The Force Awakens that she thought it was just legends. She didn't know that any of that was real. About Luke Skywalker and all that. It's just, legends, and it's almost fairy tales in a way. In a galaxy so huge, people wouldn't really know that and really believe the Jedi. And think about it. I mean, even just like 20 years removed, like in the original trilogy, just 20 years removed from the Jedi being at the height of their power, and there being tens of thousands of Jedi and millions of Force-sensitive children that were on a registry that when they hit a certain age were going to be taken into the Jedi Order. And that was just wiped away in one Execute Order 66. And people
Definitely.
forgot about them. It's like they're wiped from history. So that could be very interesting. That's the first thing that Mando is kind of learning from, about the Jedi is from Maz. So that's definitely an interesting point.
Well, I'm currently looking up to see if that planet is actually Takodana by looking up the system that Takodana sits in and see if there's a
And
gas
see if
giant.
there's a big
If
gas
there is a
giant
gas
one.
giant, confirmed.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I mean that looks like that's the most Earth-like, thing through, that we've seen. Um, I think that really covers it for all the details hidden in this trailer. I'm just trying to see. I haven't watched any of those Easter egg or breakdown videos. I chose not to. I don't know
I've
if you
watched
watch.
a few,
If you
and
watched any, is there anything actually interesting? I mean, the only
no.
other thing, the X-wings. I don't know the significance of the X-wings there.
Well,
They're probably
Mando is
They're
kind of,
probably New
an outlaw.
Republic
So.
X-wing. Sorry, I mean they're probably New Republic X-wings, because we do know that, the New Republic has been established, because in season 1 and episode 6, I believe, that's like a New Republic prison ship. So the New Republic
Yes,
government
it is.
is officially established. That would also be kind of a cool storyline, maybe just an episode or so, kind of see something a little bit into the workings of the New Republic.
Well, yeah.
The
I
only
mean,
things we've gotten in that are books told from Leia's perspective. That's really all we've gotten about, the workings of the New Republic is, the Aftermath trilogy of books, and then also, the I can't trying to think. I know I have the novel. Oh, Bloodline, which is just about Leia. That takes place after, I think. I mean, when her and Han are married, it takes place however many years after Return of the Jedi, to the point where, like the New Republic is established and whatnot. Um, so,
yeah.
that'll be
Well, I
kind of
mean,
an interesting thing
Mando is an
to.
outlaw, so it's most likely that his ship is tagged in some way on a registry,
Yeah.
or he ends up doing something like an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I think when he's carrying Baby Yoda into the little ice thing, I think that is probably that's probably the shot that makes me most think that it could be Ilum, because maybe
Yes, definitely.
maybe somebody like Maz or some sort of, figure who knows about the Jedi tells him about the significance of Ilum, and he brings Baby Yoda there, thinking, because I mean, it's he probably doesn't know about the Jedi being completely wiped off the face of the earth. He could think that maybe they're just, off in some, different part of the galaxy, and that they maybe could be still using Ilum as a mining planet for the kyber crystals to give to the younger Jedi to make the lightsabers. So he could just be going there to investigate that, and he could be carrying the child into that. And that looks like the icy
Definitely.
cave that we've seen in the Clone Wars episode, which is one of my favorite Clone Wars arcs, where they go and get the kyber crystals. And that looks like, that looks like that cave just off at first glance. I mean, yeah. I also there's this scene where it looks like I mean I don't really think it's a meteor. It looks like a meteor, but I presume it's probably more of likely it's at 122 and 123. It's like 2 seconds, just quickly goes right off the screen. But it looks like something crashed into the ground. Who knows if that's a ship, what have you.
It's probably
I don't
Mando.
know. Yeah, it might be him. Baby Yoda maybe just stop it with the Force before it hits the ground. But I mean, yeah, I think that's pretty much it on the deep dive breakdown of the trailer. We pretty much touched all of it. It's only 2 minutes. I'm sure we'll get some sort of maybe not like another big trailer, maybe just a quick little teaser before. I don't remember how many trailers we got for the first season. I just remember the one main
2, I think.
trailer. So it was 2. So maybe we'll just get another quick
Well,
trailer.
they normally
maybe
do
with
like a
some new
short one,
dialogue.
and then they do a longer one, don't they?
Yeah. Well, the short ones are
Closer
normally
to release.
the short ones are normally the teasers. So this is an official trailer. This isn't a teaser. So maybe we'll get like another teaser, just a small short teaser.
Maybe.
Or maybe they'll give like a small scene or something. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I know it was weird. At the end of one of the Mandalorian episodes, they gave you like a full scene of the Rise of Skywalker, which was kind of odd. It was the scene because I
definitely.
watched it. I kind of regret watching it, but it didn't give any spoilers away. It was the scene when it's right at the beginning, you know, when they're doing the light speed jumping with the Falcon.
Oh God, don't
It's
bring
just
that
part
up.
yeah, it's just part of that scene when they get the stuff from the guy who's
From the
also
spy.
from the guy who's from the spy who's also voiced by Mark Hamill. Everybody's voiced by Mark
Yeah.
Hamill that we're talking about today. Who's also voiced by Mark Hamill, that guy, and they get it from him and put the stuff in R2 and then that escape scene that was what was shown. So who knows? Maybe we could get like a minute of like some scene or whatever of Mando. You know, maybe just like a battle, like fight scene that doesn't really have
Well,
any
the thing
real
is, we
significance.
don't have long to wait before it's out,
Yeah,
so
which
they'll
is
most
definitely
likely
good.
drop a longer trailer with
Yeah,
some actual dialogue and
dialogue.
stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you for a fact that when Mando looks to his left at that X-wing, there is dialogue there,
Oh yeah,
and they've
100%.
just hidden it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. So I mean, Captain, if you have
Definitely.
anything else, you don't have anything else to touch on about the trailer. I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to talk about. So
Yeah, definitely. I do have something like just in general. If you
mhm.
watch this video and then you're like, maybe I'll go check out the other videos. There's no point. There's no other video. There are videos that do breakdowns of the trailer. Go check them out.
Yeah,
Speculation videos, stay away from. They're absolutely terrible, man.
yeah,
They're rubbish. There's nothing to it.
yeah. And all right, so that does it. So thank you everybody for tuning in to episode 29
Definitely.
and
Make
our
sure to go check out the other videos.
yes, and our Mandalorian season 2 official trailer review and breakdown. And yeah, so we'll see you guys next week.
Toodles.